here at the Tunnel Target Sports Centre, which is the home of T2 rifles, and today I'm going to be talking about their new straight pull 223 rifle. Before we do anything with our rifle, we need to make sure that it's safe. The bolt is locked to the rear. I'm going to check inside the chamber. Nothing inside the chamber, nothing inside the body, and there's no magazine attached. I'm going to run the bolt forward, fire off the action, working parts to the rear, and then use the bolt release just to lock that handle to the rear. Then reapply the safety catch. I know this rifle is now safe. Let's have a closer look at the features of this rifle. This rifle comes with the Magpul PRS Lite stock. It has a straight pull charging handle, and a nice feature of the charging handle is this little plate here, so when the charging handle is forward it acts as a bit of a dust cover. It's got MOE pistol grip, a standard AR trigger, but this can be easily replaced. It features the T2 flared magwell. The bespoke handguard features a full-length Picatinny top rail and M-LOK on 3 sides. This one has an arca rail fitted onto the bottom. They don't come standard with that, but this one has one at the moment. The barrel on this is an 18-inch Saturn match grade fluted barrel with a 1-in-8 twist. On the end they come fitted standard with a muzzle brake. Looking at the other side of the rifle, you can see it has a QD mount for a sling. You've got the standard AR safety catch and bolt release. The T2 rifle fits the standard 5.56x45 PMag. The upper, the lower and the handguard are all machined out of billet aluminium. To take the rifle apart, we need to run the working parts forward. So we press the bolt release catch. Firstly, we need to remove the straight pull handle. So I've got a 3mm bit in the end of my torque screwdriver, and this is set to 30 inch-pounds. So I remove the handle. Next, we need to split the upper and the lower. So I'm just going to use the end of a tactical pen just to push the bolt through. And then you can pull the bolt up, and then you can split the upper and the lower receivers. Next thing, we need to remove the working parts. So unlock the charging handle and then pull the working parts to the rear. And then remove the charging handle as well. Stripping the bolt couldn't be easier. Use a small tool just to remove the firing pin retaining pin. That's a little split ring there, and the firing pin should come out. So firing pin. And then to remove the bolt from the bolt carrier, there's a small little locking bolt here. So we just turn that onto the side and then remove that. And then you could pull the bolt from the bolt carrier. And that is the bolt assembly stripped for cleaning. Putting it back together, we just do that in the reverse order. So we get the bolt carrier, we place the bolt into the bolt carrier, making sure that the extractor is on the right hand side and the ejector is on the left hand side, and that will place the hole into the keyway. And then you get your bolt retaining pin and you drop that in like that, and then twist it round, and that will line up the hole inside so that you can replace the firing pin. And that should just slot in nicely. And then get the firing pin retaining pin and push that home. That is now the bolt put back together. So we then refit the cocking handle into the main body first, and then there's a slot inside, so you can bring that up, leave it a little bit poking out. To refit the bolt carrier group, you want to make sure the bolt is all the way forward, and then we place that into the back of the rifle and just push it home. Turn the rifle over, and you'll notice there's a threaded hole there, so we need to replace the charging handle. To refit the charging handle, we place it onto the bolt, get a torque driver, and just re-torque the bolt. This one was set to about 30 inch-pounds. So that's the bolt back on, and then connect the upper and lower and press the retaining pin back. And that is your rifle put back together. Now that we've reassembled the rifle, we need to carry out some function checks to make sure that it's working correctly. Firstly, we want to test that the bolt holds open to the rear. So with your left thumb, place that on the bottom of the bolt release catch. With your right hand, pull the working parts to the rear. The bolt should hold open. Next we want to do is make sure that the bolt release catch works. So by pressing the bolt release catch, the charging handle should go forwards. We want to make sure that the safety works. Switch the safety catch to safe, point the rifle in a safe direction and squeeze the trigger. The rifle should not fire off the action. Use your thumb to rotate the safety catch round to fire. Rifle in a safe direction and fire off the action. The rifle should fire off the action. With your left hand, charge the cocking handle to the rear and let it go forwards. We want to make sure that the trigger reset works. As you notice, I've still got the pressure on the trigger. So then slowly release the trigger pressure and you should hear the trigger reset. So we know that that works properly. And then we will fire off the action again. Lastly, we just want to do a double check, make sure that the safety works. Charging handle to the rear, safe, and it's not firing. So that's perfect. Fire off the action, and then hold the bolt to the rear, and then we know that that rifle is visually cleared. And that is your function checks for this rifle. This is 223 and it's 55 grain. I'm here on the 100 metre range with the T2 rifle. This one is a straight pull and it's chambered in 223. To load the rifle, make sure the rounds are correctly inserted into the magazine and also that the bolt is to the rear and the safety is on. With the rifle pointing in a safe direction downrange, insert the magazine into the magazine well and then pull down just to make sure that it is fully engaged. That is the rifle loaded. To chamber a round, you can either pull on the straight pull handle, on the AR charging handle, or use the bolt release catch on the other side of the rifle. In this case I'm going to use the bolt release catch, and the bolt will travel forwards. So at this point, my finger's still off the trigger and the safety is on. To fire the rifle, get comfortable behind the rifle. You're going to have to make sure all the stock and the rifle is adjusted to you. Establish your cheek weld. Once you're on target, safety off, and then gently squeeze the trigger. As this is a straight pull, it won't automatically chamber around, so to chamber around, operate the straight pull charging handle. And just repeat the process. last round, the bolt will hold open so that you know that your magazine is empty. Obviously carry out your normal stoppage drill and just tilt the rifle over and just have a quick look in the chamber. You can see there are no rounds in the chamber, no rounds in the magazine. So we are going to unload the rifle. So magazine out, pressing the magazine release button, bolt forward, aim shot, and then bolt to the rear. So in this video, I've gone through safety, we've looked at the features and the specifications of this rifle, we've stripped it, we've assembled it, and we've carried out the function checks.